Grace and peace to you all. This is Pastor Pimpong. This is the day the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. This morning, I want to take you on a trip through my garden in my backyard. Okay, I want to show you my tomatoes, and I want to show you my garden eggs, and I want to show you my sweet potatoes uh, in my backyard. God has been so good to me, so good to me, giving me the grace to be able to till the land and also to plant. And every time we do that, in fact, I had to plant this garden, did it before I left for Ghana in July. And at the initial stages, the tomatoes were showing signs of not being able to do well. So all the time when I was in Ghana, I was a little bit concerned. But thank God that it didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to turn out. It turned out very, very well. And so I'm going to show them to you, the tomatoes, the garden eggs. Here in America, it's called eggplant, but in Ghana and most of the West African countries, we call it eggplant, garden eggs. Perhaps Britain, because we speak the Queen's English, so garden eggs. Okay, so let's look at the tomatoes and the garden egg with all humility. It's just by the grace of God, and I have to stress, it is just by the grace of God, not by any strength of mine. It's just the grace of God, the grace of God, the grace of God, and I can't stress that enough. It's just the grace of God that He enables me to use, to till the land that He has gifted me, to plant and to also feed from the fruits for the labor from the labor, and that here in this case the tomatoes, and I also show you my perhaps the pear tree. There is I don't think it is of any use showing it because I should have shown it to you when it was filled full of pear. This year it was so much, and we made juice out of it, fresh juice. It was so good, fresh organic juice, organic, no chemical, nothing on it. Okay, anyway, this is Pastor Pimpong again. Now let's take a tour of the garden. So we'll start first with the tomato garden. Okay, look at the tomatoes now. You see, it's a whole lot of tomatoes. We've harvested. I have harvested over 200 so far, and still there are plenty tomatoes. Somebody's asking, what do you do with the harvest? Well, I give a lot of away to people. I give them away. I don't sell them because that's not the reason why I planted it. So I give some away to people, and then the others also we use them to cook fresh tomatoes. That gives you the kind of taste that you get. A very unique taste, different from the ones in the store. So these are very, very healthy, very nice. I'll be harvesting these ones soon after I finish with this recording. I'll be harvesting all of them. The right one, that is. Okay. These are the tomatoes. These are the tomatoes in my tomato garden now, by the grace of God. You can see that they've done really, really well. Some of them, like this one, see, is getting bad, so I have to get rid of it, And when I take them off, I put them back in the ground for them to serve as a manure, to the soil. Now, these are the tomatoes. And then after that, I'll be showing you the garden eggs. Now, these are the garden eggs. See? Garden eggs also, we've harvested over hundreds, hundred of them, more than 100 we've harvested the garden eggs, and they keep on producing, so many. See, the plants are very, very tall, taller than me. Some of them are about 7 feet, others 8, others 9, perhaps some of them even taller than that. So you have, these are all, these are all eggplants, garden eggs. These are garden eggs. Garden eggs, see, ripe garden eggs. So this is what the Lord is doing with me and for me here in Greensboro, North Carolina. The Lord has been so good. He's been so good honoring his word, So whatever your hand finds to do, do it with all your heart, with all your might. And that is what, by the grace of God, I try to do. And God always rewards the labor of my hands. And this is it. And he will do the same to you. I don't know what you do, but I know whatever you are doing, God has always honored his word and has blessed you with it. It's just that I am showing this one to us, okay? It is not to make it look like others are not doing anything. No, you are all doing yours. And when you give your testimony, one thing that I like is to celebrate any and everyone who gives a testimony of what God is doing in their lives. I come along your side and thank God for you, for what the Lord has done in your life. Okay? So I try to celebrate everybody for the efforts you make, be it a song that you are writing or a book you've written or whatever you do. I would love to celebrate you. I would love to congratulate you. I would love to speak and even take what you have done and tell others about it so that others will know what God is doing through you. And that is how God wants us to really do, with each other. Not to be too critical, but we always looking for the good that the person is doing and celebrate the person on it. I think that is how the Lord will have us to do. When you read Philippians chapter 2, you see there that you should consider the other person better than yourself. And how do we do that? By, celebrating the good that the person is doing. Celebrating that person. Okay? So this is it. This is what the Lord has done. This is what the Lord has done and keeps on doing every year, blessing the works of my hand in my garden. That is, but it's not only limited to the garden. And you can see there are young ones coming up. So if I come to harvest this one, others will, just keep on producing, keep on producing. And if you look at this one, these are all tropical. A good friend of mine, wow, I call him, he is the number one farmer for me, so I'm concerned. He's from Nigeria. And he has about 14 acres of land farm. And if you see how hard this man works, his wife, he's a PhD in agriculture. He did a PhD. His wife is a registered nurse. And these people, how they work hard with their children. They are in the garden with their daughters and their son, and they are working hard with hoes. He started working using a hoe to till a whole 14 acres. And then later on, have to acquire machinery to do. And they've done very well. This year they had a bumper harvest. He is so good. Very humble man. I just love and appreciate him. He is my number one farmer in the whole US. I may be exaggerating, but as far as the people that I know around, he is the best. He's the best, and I thank God for him, Dr. Akindali, Dr. Aki and his wife, hardworking. If you see the pair, the wife goes to work as a nurse, he goes to work, they come back and they are in the farm working hard, laboring, making good use of what God has given to them, and that's what the Lord calls us to do. So I commend them for their great work. He gave me the seeds for this, both the tomatoes and the garden eggs, and look at how they've turned out. Okay, God is so good. Okay, so beloved, this is it for this place. And of course, this is the grapevine. I had a very good grape. Not on this vine. I didn't have much because the 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 the, 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 the fruits come, but not. You don't get that many fruits on this particular vine. The most is that I get is from the other vine in that direction that we've seen. Okay, so let's go and let me show you my sweet potato garden, how the Lord caused it to blossom, to do very well, and it's doing very well. Now here you have the fig tree. This is the fig tree. It didn't do well this year. Now if you look at the base, these were the old ones. These ones I planted. These were the ones that original stem planted in 2004. And last year I had to cut them down because they were dying, they were old and dying. So I had to cut them out to allow for these ones to shoot up. So these ones are the ones that I'm going to get the fruits from next year. They will do very well, God willing, next year. The same applies to the other fig tree in this direction. Okay, the same applies to the other fig tree. Now this is the blueberry tree. I had a bumper harvest blueberry fruits, very plenty of them this year, and I'm trusting God for a bumper harvest next year also. I may have to prune it a little bit so it will have space to do it. Now my kiwi didn't do very well this year, but I'm trusting God for a great harvest next year. Now you see, these are the figs. These are the latter fig, the second growth, the second yield. So I didn't have the first yield. Like as I said, this one too, I had to cut. You see how big the old, this is the stem is, this is the original one. You know, so big and thick. I had to cut it. I had to cut it out because it was drying and for it to make way. So as soon as I cut that off, you see the shoots, all these ones shot up and came back up. And so you have all this. So God willing, next year, wow, I can't wait. Next year, it's going to be a bumper harvest. Bumper harvest. These are my blackberry. I didn't have that much blackberry this year. Okay. And so you have the fig tree. That's the fig tree. Then I have this. These are the pomegranates. This is the pomegranate. It is still young. I'm trusting God that give it 2 more years or 3 more years, and we'll have pomegranates coming off. So I have only one plant pomegranate. So I can't wait to see how it does when it's ready to fruit. Then you have, these are the kiwi plants. Kiwi, they are all in their early stages. Next year, by the grace of God, we'll have a lot. Now, you see the grapevine. This is the muscadines, the scarpenums, the ones in the fence. Those are the ones that gave me the most yield. Plenty yield of grapes. You have the muscadine, the scarpenum, sweet grapes with seeds in them, very sweet. Now, these ones also had a bumper harvest, but these are not sweet. They are very tart. They're very tart in taste. And I hear these are the ones that are used to make wine. I don't drink wine, so you know, I juice it. It gives it's a bitter one. Juice it fresh, and we drink it as a juice. Okay, but not a wine. And then now here we come. These are the sweet potato. See, look at the sweet potato. Look at it. See the vine? You know, that's the sweet potato vine. You know, and I harvested some, use it to make spinach. I mean, what do you call it? Palava sauce. You know, harvested it and used it to palava sauce. So the whole place you have the sweet potato. It's a mix of a sweet potato and watermelon vine together. You know, you can see there's a watermelon over there, fresh watermelon coming. You know, and then inside here, inside there you see these are the sweet potato leaves, sweet potato, the vine, it's a sweet potato. Sweet potato. And then, look here. See that big watermelon. Wow. And I can't wait to harvest it. You know, it's organic. Everything is organic. All are organic. No chemicals used. So, you know, you get something very healthy, very rich, very sweet. You know, these are all. You have the sweet basil plant, sweet basil, and then the rosemary also is in the back there. That's a rosemary right there. Rosemary plant. Rosemary is very sweet. It has a sweet fragrance. You use it to make stew, to bake chicken, to bake turkey. All of this are here. So this is Reverend Pimpong, and I just giving you, you know, just a snippet of what I have going on here in my neck of the wood. I trust and pray that you've been blessed by what the presentation I've made. Beloved, it's with all humility that I make this presentation. And I trust, I pray that you love it and appreciate it. Okay? May the Lord bless you, prosper you, and keep you in all your undertakings. My desire that God will cause you to abound with his grace and his mercy and his peace. Okay? God cause you to abound in his grace and mercy and peace. Listen, I love you. There's one who loves you more, and his name is Jesus Christ. So let's love him. Okay? This is Pastor Pimpong. And again, I'm showing you this is in my garden, right in my garden, in my backyard, on the land. And you see all that the Lord is doing with me here in Greensboro, North Carolina. God bless you. I love you. Bye-bye.